Fantastic. Welcome, guys. I see lots of fun faces, some old, some new. We'll wait for just another minute for people to come on.
Yeah, I have all night.
Exciting.
Unfortunately.
For any of you who are
yeah, this time is so hard for us. I mean, I find the bar.
You just look so dapper, Marco. I just love your outfit.
Yeah, I mean, I use this outfit all the time. I love to compete in any competition, like a craft cocktails competition. So yeah, I mean, actually, I'm gonna be in the. It's supposed to be this next month, but they postponed. This was the Manhattan experience. It's a Woodford Reserve bourbon. Yeah, so yeah,
okay.
I mean, finance from Chicago, so we'll see. It's gonna be next year, I think. Yeah, but I'm excited either way. Yeah.
I feel like everything is getting canceled. All right, Marco, I'm just gonna mute you for a second while I do your intro, and then I'll unmute you. You don't even have to touch your screen. I'll make sure that you're unmuted. Guys, welcome. So good to see so many returning faces, some new faces. My name is Devin. I'm the owner of Hollow Leg here in Chicago. We are so excited to bring you these free Zoom happy hours. Today, we've got somebody who is, in my opinion, better than a magician because he's a magician who works with booze. It's Marco Montaguano of King of Cups. A Flair bartender, if you've never heard of what a Flair bartender is in essence a bartender who performs magic behind the bar, whether it be juggling or whether it be setting things alight and on fire to surprise and delight any type of bar goers. And if you guys have ever seen the movie Cocktail with Tom Cruise, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about because that is what Flair bartending looks like at its absolute finest. It's very entertaining. It's also very cool, and it's very difficult to do. As you can imagine, there's a lot of training, which we'll be asking Marco about a little bit later, about all of his training that he's had and some things that he wants to show us, as well as any burning questions you have about Flair bartending. You can catch Marco on a normal day in King of Cups, which is in Chicago up on Lincoln Avenue. And he has been doing craft tricks and Flair tricks and competing in Flair bartending for quite some time. He's got a passion for doing this. He does private parties as well. So if you ever wanted to hire somebody to come to a private party for you and perform, you will see tonight and get a taste of it. I love it. He's so excited. I am super stoked because I love anything that's got magic in it. And what I wanted you guys to remember is that Marco has been one of the people in our industry who have been affected by all these bars and restaurants being shut down. So as a courtesy to Marco, if you guys would like to tip him tonight as he sets things alight and shows us two different cocktails that you guys can either not make it home if you've got a lot of wood and anything that's like a flame in your house. But if you want to try something, you can tip Marco, and I will announce this at the beginning and the end. His Zelle account as well as his Venmo are actually in the group chat, which you can find on your screen by looking at the bottom panel and seeing that little chat button. So you can tip him tonight as he shows us all of his magic. And I'm really excited to introduce Marco Montaguano. What I am going to do is I am going to start by unmuting him. There we go. Marco, thank you so much for being on.
Hey guys, how are you tonight? How are you tonight? Good? Oh, thank you so much for your kind words. I mean, yeah, you made me feel like, oh my God, I'm not, I feel important, but I'm not.
Marco, you're so important. I know I have about 5 million questions for you, but I just want you to talk a little bit first about how did you get into Flair bartending? How did this journey start for you?
Yeah, so I started doing Flair bartending since 2009 when I saw the movie, the cocktail movie, actually. Yeah, that you were talking about. Yeah. So after that, I was watching, in that time, I was watching a lot of videos on YouTube. So yeah, just practicing a lot, different tricks. After that, I was training a lot. Like, I mean, basically Flair bartending is like any other sport. You want to be good at something, you have to put a lot of time in that. So training. Almost I train a lot. I mean, in my day offs, I used to train like 12 hours, 14 hours straight. Yeah, I had a lot of passion.
That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, I
So
kind of.
it's like you're training for like the Olympics or something. That's a lot of.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Do you go to school for this, or do you have to just watch a lot of YouTube videos? Is it trial and error? God forbid.
Actually, I mean, and the first couple of years, I just watching videos, training for my own, but I got a chance to go to the Cordon Bleu. It's a French culinary school. Yeah, they got a training in Flair Bartending for like 3 months. So yeah, I was there doing some stuff, but yeah, after that, I just competing. Yeah, I was competing in the Vegas, Trinidad and Tobago. What else? I mean, also, I used to work for TGI Fridays, so is the thing.
Now there's definitely flair at TGI
Yes.
Fridays, which is, you know,
Exactly.
all the flair on your vest as well as with this.
Exactly.
I love what you're wearing. Is there a particular, when you're doing flair bartending, the look that you bring to the table, what you're wearing, does it have to speak to a specific style? Why did you choose this beautiful look?
I mean, actually, I used to do a lot of flair bartending competitions, so it's open. So you can wear whatever you want. Some people, they are using just t-shirts or whatever they feel comfortable. But now I try to do more like a craft flair cocktails. So I have to dress up much better. So like the big clubs in London, in Europe, even New York, I was traveling around the country a lot. But yeah, I mean, we have to do this kind of stuff so much better. We are using, real products, premium products. So it's the thing. I mean, yeah, I love to, wear like that. So now my main focus.
You look fabulous.
Huh?
You look fabulous. You do.
Okay.
So I know that you're showing us 2 cocktails today.
Yeah, tonight I'm gonna. Huh?
Oh no, go ahead.
Yeah, tonight I'm gonna make. It's kind of simple for me, but I don't know for you guys. But it's not too hard. I'm gonna make the bijou. Basically, the bijou is a classic cocktail, so it's in the same family of the any martini or Manhattan. So I'm gonna use, in this case, I'm gonna use the some aged spirit. In this case, I'm gonna use the this Australian whiskey. The classic bijou cocktail has to have the chartreuse. So I'm in love with chartreuse. So chartreuse for the cocktail also. And just 1 second. I got my vermouth in my fridge. Vermouth. And also I'm gonna use this delicious new product that you were, did you see that?
That is so cool. So he just lit a bottle on fire of Flora.
Yeah.
Any of you guys, Flora just came on, actually, Danny did on Monday. If you guys remember, we used Flora. It's fantastic. And I really wish I could like light my bottle on fire like you did right now. I'm gonna leave it to the pros. Marco, what I'm gonna do is put up the bijou cocktail recipe that you're saying right now. Don't worry about it. I'm just transcribing it real time. And if you guys want to follow along for this bijou cocktail, even if you don't put the flair, it's going to be in the chat section again in here. So go ahead, Marco, do your thing.
Yeah, I'm going to use 3/4 of the chartreuse. 3/4 in my mixing glass. You see the bottle? Now you see nothing, right? So now the rosé vermouth. I love French vermouth. Again, right here. Now I'm gonna use the whiskey. I'm gonna use 1.5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Still wasted. And I'm gonna use a little bit of Flora here to react the floral notes from the chartreuse and the whiskey also. happens. See? Right here. Some ice. We are gonna put in this cup glass. Gonna chill down a little bit. Now we are gonna use this very long bar spoon. See? Some tricks also. You can see the spoon? Yeah, right. Okay, I'm gonna dilute it for like 10-15 seconds. Let me use this one. This side is much better, so you can see that, right?
We can see it perfectly. Absolutely.
All right. Everything is like you can smell the flavors, right? Oh my God, it's really good for real. I love that. All right, I think it's ready to go. Put on this. You have to serve all the time with the summer style, right? Do you see the glass? Oh.
Wow. That was gorgeous. Oh, you got more.
Yes.
One never stops.
I'm gonna use the, you can see the cocktail, right? So
yes, we can see it.
Some light up. Let me see this working. All right, see? You can see, right?
Oh yeah, we can see it all. Gosh, that is such a cool machine. I gotta get myself one of those.
Oh, let me try once more. Okay. Oh, I tried, so you can see that?
God. Yes, I totally thought, what is it?
It's a smoke bubble. It's a bubble with some cherry wood in it. So the smoke is really aromatic, so it goes perfectly with the cocktail. Let me taste it, right?
Oh my God. I mean, I can smell it through the screen, basically, is what I can do.
Oh my God. Oh my God, it's delicious.
Okay, so talk to us a little bit for those people who have never seen that amazing light that you've got before you and all of these other tools. Are these things that are readily available for the public? Are they easy to use if we were to buy one at home? What do we...
Yeah, for example, I'm using this light coaster. You can find Amazon like for $4, $5, so it's not too expensive. It's very nice toast, so re-adds the cocktail like with some light. It's very nice. And this machine is like a smoke gun, so it's very easy. I mean, you can find like it's kind of expensive, but it's very nice. Get like a little touch of smoke, so yeah, it's a lot of tricks.
I love guys that, this stuff it seems like it's obviously out of your realm, but I mean, a smoke gun is so cool. It's almost like a blowtorch if you think about it. You could probably get it and then add a lot of different flavors to it. How do you fill it with the cherry smoke? Is there a particular cartridge it comes with?
Yeah, it's with that already. It's coming in it, so you just have to fill it up and yeah, ready to go. It's very easy. This machine, I mean, it's very expensive, but yeah, you wanna taste for your own, you have to come here. I mean, yeah.
Don't get your own and just go see Marco. Okay, Marco, there's a million questions I have. I know that you can juggle, which is something I wanted to learn for a long time. Is there a trick, before you show us any juggling, is there a trick you haven't mastered yet? Is there something that you'd like to learn?
Actually, I'm gonna say it. I mean, to be honest, I stopped training for a Flair competition like 2016. But before, I used to train a lot. But my biggest trick, I can juggling 5 bottles in the same time. Yeah, but
5 bottles?
Yeah, but the thing is, I was trying to do 6, but I mean, I didn't keep practice. So I mean, yeah, I mean, if I go back to practice again, I can do that. I mean, for sure, but yeah, it's not too easy.
Can anybody else, if you can, tell us in the chat, can any of you juggle even one bottle, or anybody who can juggle here, period? Because that is a skill. It is really hard to juggle. That being said, Marco, have you ever had a trick go horribly wrong? Like you set your eyebrows aflame, or you lost half a head of hair. I don't know what could go wrong in these.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's very risky. Training Flair is a lot of risk you have to put in it. For example, I don't remember how many bottles, the glass bottles are broken in my trainings, maybe 1,000. So yeah, I cut my fingers a couple times, but it's not a big deal. So
not the chartreuse.
Yeah.
Oh, so a couple of other things. I know that there's not a lot of tricks that at home would be safe to do. For example, I'm guessing you probably wouldn't suggest us lighting things on fire in our homes if that was not something that we were properly outfitted to do. Is there a little trick, whether it be a flip of the spoon or a spin of the bottle, that we could probably learn from you and take away during today?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I mean, I can share like the most important thing when I'm behind the bar, I try to be more like a very aesthetic when I pour some cocktails. So I can show like a very simple tricks like this, just in the way you are serving something, right? You take the glass and the bottle from the neck, and you can just something simple. You can see, or you can. Like,
I love it.
See, oh,
now,
more like training like this.
Ooh, oh, that's good.
Yeah, this is for you, right? So simple tricks. I mean, you don't have to juggle in 3-4 bottles to be good, to be cool. I mean, just the way while you are pouring some cocktails, really easy. See, like, oh my God, he's doing
I love this.
And easy.
What if you spill it all down yourself? Have you ever just doused yourself with a bunch of liquid before because you're trying to look cool in the bar?
Yeah,
Next thing you know, you're like soaking wet.
Couple of times when when I used to compete in Flair competitions, yeah. One time I spilled a lot of liquid on myself, so it's kind of awkward. But you have to train a lot. So, yeah. Either way, it's just alcohol, so doesn't matter.
So how long is the spoon? When you twirl the spoon and when you were just doing all that stirring, how long is your spoon? Oh, that's a long spoon. What would we call that? Like 2 feet?
Yeah, like I don't know, how many inches is this? 60?
That's 60? A really long spoon. That's some spoon twirling right there. Yeah. Have you ever taught lessons? Do you ever do one-on-one lessons with Flair bartending?
No, but I'm working on it, my own program to train people. So yeah, train people to do. Yeah, she's doing that. Did you see that? He's doing that also. Oh, I love that. She can do that. Oh my God!
If you guys have got a Flair trick, you can always show us on camera. Unblock yourself and then show us what you've got. We want to see if you've got some crazy Flair talent that you have not rediscovered yet, which would be really amazing. A couple more questions for you before we make a second drink. I know that you light things on fire. Is there a safe way to do this? The only thing I have, which I think other people would have an okay time getting, is I've got one of these.
Yeah.
So if you were to set something on fire, what would it be and how would you do that safely in the confines of your own kitchen without doing what Ellen's husband did and lit his face on fire on her 21st birthday?
Simple things that you can do in fire is like, you have to find like a high proof alcohol, like high proof rum. Either way, it's just, maybe you are, the people that are watching us right now, they are very familiar with the hot toddy. It's a classic cocktail. So basically it's like a 2 ounces of any spirit, like a whiskey or a scotch, American whiskey, a scotch, or even cognac with the 2 ounces or 4 ounces of the hot water. So right now I'm gonna make a blue blazer. Just like gonna put on fires. That's it. Super.
Oh, I'm unmuting. Okay, question for you. Do you, would you get I could talk all day and I'll be muted.
This is it's about alcohol. Yeah, it's high proof. Yeah.
This is high proof. This is as high proof as we could possibly get. This is a 96% ABV. Good luck, Chicagoans, finding this. This is not available in Cook County. You've got to go to the suburbs to get this. Is it safe to blend this with another alcohol, or safe to set this on fire if I wanted to set fire to this in my home, or not, because it's way overproof?
I mean, we used to, that alcohol that you got right now, we used to use for make the tinctures or bitters. But to make a blue blazer, you can use that, like just a little amount, like a half ounce, no more than that, or a quarter, man. A quarter. Okay. Yeah, not too much. I mean, it's like
right now. If I tried to set something on fire later in this show, will you walk me through it?
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Cool. All right. Go show us what a blue blazer is. This is a classic cocktail.
Yeah, the blue blazer cocktail is a very classic cocktail. It's invented from the father of the mixology in America, the Jerry Thomas. So he was in the maybe 90s, 20s, and 1950s. So he invented a lot of different cocktails, craft cocktails. So yeah, I'm gonna replicate my own twist of the blue blazer. Basically, it's like a hot toddy. So I'm gonna use for my blue blazer the whiskey, right? So I'm gonna put in my jars. Let me get some water. So I'm gonna use like 1.5 ounce of the whiskey, right? So also I'm gonna use this rum fire. It's like a it's like a 63% alcohol. I'm gonna use just like a quarter ounce. And also I'm gonna use the simple syrup. Simple syrup. See? Yeah, 1-to-1 the ratio to make that half ounce. Yep. Always Flair.
I love this.
Yeah, we are gonna need like 4 ounces of the hot water. So I got here. So I got hot water over there. So I use my torch, right? I'm gonna let it up.
I keep muting myself because otherwise everyone's going to hear me squeal with delight. I am like a magician's best friend and a Flair bartender's best friend. I am excited and giddy about literally everything. So as he does this, I'm just marveling in the fact that this is just a magic art form.
Chartreuse on it also. Yeah, it smells delicious, so I can't wait for. Oh my God, yeah. You can see the fire?
Yes, I can see it, absolutely.
So yeah, almost ready. So I'm gonna use a little bit of more hot water. Yeah, just light it up. Good. Little by little. You can see the fire, right?
Oh yeah, we can see it.
Fire.
So cool.
The water has to be super hot, so my water is not too hot. It's the reason it's kind of difficult to do that.
Don't worry, take your time. So if you're making this at home, which we probably don't recommend you do, make sure that your water is super hot so it's nice and boiling. And we're going to be putting this video on the blog, so don't worry if you like miss anything from this or if you miss the recipe. We'll have all of that on tomorrow's blog so you guys can follow along if you are so daring and just not Ellen's husband who's already singed off his face. And then Ellen, while you're doing it, Ellen's asking, do you need a torch or would matches work, Marco? Would matches work as well?
The torch. Yeah.
Okay.
Even
Take your time.
But yeah.
Guys, Marco actually is at like his bar right now, which is really lovely. So this is when tipping is good. We've got people coming to work for this for free today, and it's so incredibly nice of him to do this. And I can see that fire, Marco. Holy mother, so cool.
Yeah, almost there.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, it's on fire.
Fire. Oh my God.
Oh, that is so cool. Oh my God, you are literally pouring fire from cup to cup.
Now let me put some cinnamon also so you can see.
So cool.
Cool.
Ah! I feel like I should be applauding or something. This is incredible. Guys, holy moly. That takes skill. You can see the fire going from cup to cup. This is literally magic with food.
You can see that, right?
Yes, absolutely. Oh, yeah. That looks so rad. Whoa. Whoa. Holy crap. That is so freaking cool. Guys, this is what, like, this takes lots of practice to even, I know most people run their bodies into the doorway when they're walking out and they bump their shoulder because they've been living with their body for 33 years and they still don't know how big they are. That is pouring fire from glass to glass. And Marco, just give us a quick lesson about how does fire affect the flavor?
So, yeah, who you like to, I mean, it depends. You can serve like a hot or cool down. So I'm gonna serve just hot so right now. Yep. Give it up. So
that is so cool.
Mm.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
So, Marco, just explain to us real quick the science behind the heat in that cocktail. What is the fire doing to the ingredients that makes it, I don't know, maybe taste different? Or you would think with fire being applied for that long, it must have some effect on the flavor.
Yeah, actually for the blue blazer, what is the reason I put fire is because I'm using the rum fire is like an overproof. So when you put some fire, obviously the content of the alcohol content, the ABV is gonna go down because the alcohol is gonna burn out. So yeah, it's the reason behind that. So just cool down.
That's so cool. Guys, remember that just a quick bioscience lesson here. Whenever you're increasing the heat of your cocktail, if there is any sugar in there, you will be able to taste it more. Because as we're going to say every single episode until you guys have burned in your memory, the little receptors on your taste buds that pick up the flavor of sweet, can detect sweetness more if a product is warmer, and can detect sweetness less if a product is colder. So if you are serving this Blue Blazer warm, like he just did, it's going to be sweeter to the taste. And if you're serving it colder, then you're going to affect that sweetness and it will be less sweet, which is how you can customize the Blue Blazer to sort of match whatever flavor that you were looking for. That was super cool. Now, when we're applying fire, you've got, of course, your torch.
Exactly.
What are the chances that people can work with matches? Is that something we should be trying, or matches probably not at home?
Yeah, you can try it, but it's gonna take you more, long time to do that. It's much better with a torch. It's more easy. Even for me, it wasn't too easy, but because my water wasn't hot that should be, but yeah, you use water, it has to be super hot, and use the torch. It's gonna be easy. Mm-hmm.
When you go to these competitions, what exactly how do they work? So is there like round one, pouring fire, round two, setting your fingers aflame? How do these competitions work for Flair bartending?
Okay, so I'm gonna talk about the Flair competitions. I don't remember how many Flair competitions I got in my career, maybe like a 20, 25. I won a couple of those. I lost a lot, but I learned a lot also. So basically a Flair competition is that you got like maybe 5 minutes, 8 minutes. You have to make maybe 1 or 2 drinks, but you have to be super creative with your moves. After this, I'm gonna show you some moves, some tricks. So the tricks has to be very original that you created. What else? There has to be whole overall presentation. The performance has to be very smooth. What else? The cocktail also has to taste very good. It's about the Flair competitions. Now the craft cocktail competitions is more about the cocktail itself. You have to create something very unique. It's the reason I love to travel a lot. I went to Mexico, Trinidad and Tobago, Brazil, Colombia, Peru, all around the South America, Mexico twice. Even here in the States, I was traveling in different cities to visiting the best parts in New York, New Orleans, San Francisco, Vegas. Yeah, a lot. So to taste different flavors. So I'm saying it's like any craft cocktail competitions, you have to create something very unique. And also you have to put your own storytelling behind that, your inspirations in the cocktail. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, but you love it, so it's gonna be easy. Mm-hmm.
Do you have an idol in the Flair world? Like, I'm guessing you guys are probably there's probably not many of you. There's probably a much smaller group, and you probably know a lot of them. Is there somebody that you look up to that you're like, oh, this guy is like, he's jumping through fire hoops while he's juggling and he's doing a backflip?
Yeah, actually, the Flair competition was super popular back in the 2000s. The mecca for the Flair bartender was Vegas. Actually, I went to Vegas to compete in 3 times. Yeah, Vegas is the place to see the more Flair bartenders. Back in the time, which one should be the most famous? It's Christian Delpech. He won a 20 worldwide Flair competition. So yeah, he was working with the Monkey Shoulder whiskey, doing a classes around the country. So I took a couple of those also. I met him last year in Vegas, so he's super cool. Yeah, but yeah, now talking about my other passion now is craft cocktail competition. It's a lot of people, Dale DeGroff, all of those guys. So I had the chance to go to New York last year to take a 1 week full training in the craft cocktail knowledge. Maybe you're familiar with it's a training program that we call Bar 5 Day. It's a 5 days full time. Yeah, just
okay.
Yeah, about the spirits and everything. So it's pretty cool. So
Do you have a favorite cocktail? So when you go to a bar, if you're going to be served by another Flair bartender, is there something specifically you look for, you ask for, or a trick that you love that gets you really excited every time?
Yeah, actually, I mean, for the Flair bartenders, I can sadly say the Flair bartenders, they are used to just serving like a Long Island, this kind of gin and tonics. But yeah, I mean, now I try to combine both words, the Flair word and the craft cocktail words. So I want to mix both of those different words. Yeah, Negroni. Yeah, I love Negronis. So yeah, I love to make my own twist on Negronis. I used to split base between the bourbon and Scotch. Yeah, the Negroni for me.
That sounds delicious. Now, you told us there's a couple of tricks that we could that you're going to show us here. That maybe we can like flip, we can do whatever else. And I know that you can juggle because you showed me a little. Do you mind showing us a couple more things that you do for fun? I like that you're like sipping on a cocktail before you do it. You're like, let's get this party.
Really good. I need some energy. Yeah. It's not, I mean, for me, it's like a easy, right? So I'm juggling. Yeah, 3 bottles. I can do 5, but not here in this space, but yeah, see.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool.
Up. Yeah.
Stop. That is so cool.
So now I'm more focused to do like a craft Flair techniques. What means I'm gonna use the Flair techniques to do the craft cocktail, right? So, for example, I'm gonna make some like a daiquiri, right? See? Now I'm gonna use my jigger. Yep. I can do this. Up. I'm gonna put something here, right?
Right?
Yeah. Also, I can.
Whoa!
Right. Up.
Oh my God, that is so cool.
Honestly, pouring something here. So, yeah, this kind of tricks. I mean, it's a lot of tricks. Like I showed you before with bar spoons. Yeah, it's more functional to be behind the bar making like a craft cocktail. So, yeah, I'm more focused to do more than just juggling stuff. So
obviously, I don't have as long of a spoon as you, and it's probably not weighted properly. I'm guessing you're.
It's not gonna work.
Right, like I'm guessing that there are spoons that are better for doing this flip. Obviously
Exactly.
this is why I'm not a Flair bartender. This is all I got.
Let me show you. I mean, I got.
There we go, guys. There's my Flair bartending. Don't expect that at Hololag. I can savor
anything about practice. So, for example, many of you are familiar with a Swiss soda stick, right? So also you can do the same, right? Boom, 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 boom. You're gonna Swiss it.
Cool.
See? Swiss soda stick, right? You know what I mean. So what else? I can use also this small.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the same.
Oh, guys, that is so cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's just training.
What about shaking? You know, like how people can do those with a shaker, they can sort of like move it around their hand like it's doing one of these. How does one do that?
We can do like open your palm, put the shaker.
Okay. So it's just like a little flip of the wrist. I only have glass ones, so we are.
Let me see. I don't know if you can see that.
No, I've got to follow along here, guys, because this is going to be my.
Yeah, I'm gonna do as you right with the glass. See, you have to like a half spin in your palm. See?
Okay.
You open your palm,
Yeah.
the glass. So you're gonna do this move.
Like that.
It's a half spin there. See? So I'm gonna do right.
Okay.
See? It's a half. You're gonna
Oh
start.
yeah. Okay.
See?
That
Half.
makes.
Now, when you have the half spin, yeah, you can do like a full spin, right? So, see? Don't drop that. Yeah.
Look, guys, it's doing it perfectly on its own.
Exactly. Yeah. You got it now. Yeah, easy,
Okay. So we've got shakers, we've got spoons, we've got torches, we've got flipping moves that you've got. It's I do have a question. When you walk, if you're ever wearing a hat and you walk into your home, do you do the same sort of Flair stuff like for other objects in your life? Like you can like, you know, do the basketball thing and
yeah, I can play. I have a couple of tricks with the hat, so you can experience like this, right? Like this with my hat, like this, or tricks like this. Oh, see, like this. I don't have my hat right here, but yeah, I mean, I remember I used to wear in the office for the corp office and the another bar when I was a bar manager. So one time my assistant asked me for the phone, so just like I throw the phone like this. The phone like this.
Now, I do have a question for you because I know that you're also you're at King of Cups, and anybody who's been to a class of mine knows that I always talk about King of Cups being one of my favorite bars because frankly, you've got people like Danny behind the bar, who I think was on a little earlier. If he's not still on, I can see Danny. You've got people like yourself, and you've got one of the best bosses. I love Dino, who runs King of Cups, who owns it. And I can see behind you, you guys have got like an Emerald City Wizard of Oz. But what I'm more concerned about is how did Dino find you? And how did you land at King of Cups?
That was very interesting. I mean, I was working at different bars. So actually, with Dino, Danny, we are working on a new project. It's going to be in Humboldt Park. So the concept is the tropical drinks, not tiki, tropical. So yeah, so we're working on it. So yeah, somebody put me, we have a friend in common with that, Danny. So yeah, I'm here now. I'm so happy to be in this team, actually.
For anybody who would like to know, Brando's Speakeasy, which is in the Loop, is owned also by Dino, King of Cups, and then it's going to be called Esmeralda's, which is going to be in Humboldt Park. If you it's at the 2500 block of West Division. Right now, I'm broadcasting from the 2500 block of Chicago Avenue, so it's just a straight walk for me right up this street here that I'm like living next to, and I will get to Esmeralda's. It's stunning on the inside, guys. It's just got such a great vibe about it, and I'm excited to see it finish and excited to see Danny and Marco at the bar. If you guys have questions for Marco, you are more than welcome to unmute yourself at this time. If there's a question you want, or if there's a tip that you'd like from him, if there's some way that you want to incorporate fire, please unmute yourself now. If you're too shy, you can write yourself into the chat box and I will ask your questions for you. But don't be shy. We've got a Flair bartender. You might want to know, I don't know, has he ever danced like on a bar like they do in Coyote Ugly? Or maybe
it was dancing a lot. Yeah.
Have you danced on a bar like you're in Coyote Ugly?
When I was wrong, for sure.
There's so much to learn from him. If you, for some reason, have questions as well after this class, and you've not had your question answered because maybe you were too shy, you're more than welcome to hit me up and I can get in touch with Marco and get your answer. Remember that I'm going to continually post in the chat section where you can tip Marco, which is really great. I've just posted it again in in all of the information. He is fantastic. And when all of this is over, I hope you guys are able to go and enjoy Marco at the bar, because I'm guessing in person, it's even better to watch everything and you can actually drink it.
I mean, you're gonna hate my
Now, when you guys open Esmeralda's, are you going to be doing the same sort of flair at Esmeralda's as you're doing in King of Cups? Cool.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, everything's about flair in the horror bars.
Is Dino going to clone you so you're at both King of Cups and Esmeralda's, or will you be flipping around?
Figure it out. Yes.
Of course. This is awesome. If you guys ever want Marco also for a private party, I'm sure he's willing to comply with that once everything is aired, and he would be happy to show. I do have another question. Marco, do you know how to saber the tops of any?
Actually, I was thinking like a katana Japanese sword, like opening it. I mean, I have to wait, so I'm gonna find a katana sword to do that. So.
I think you could be up to the challenge. I think it's so cool. If you guys have no questions, Marco, is there anything else that you want to share with us about your craft? How long have you been doing it?
Yeah, I've been doing this since 2009. So, but yeah, but I feel like I was doing since like last year. So every time I'm learning something new. So yeah, it's nice about this industry. So yeah, I'm learning every day. So it's cool.
That's incredible. Is there something that you're still wanting to learn? Is there something that you're still watching YouTube videos?
Yeah, I wanna get more knowledge about beer and wine knowledge also. It's my weakness actually. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, I have to drink more beer and wine. So
that's not too hard to do in quarantine. You know what I'm saying? You can pursue those dreams of drinking, honey.
Marco, do you feel like you get asked out more when you do the flair bartending than normal bartending?
No, it's the same. I mean, it's the same.
It's the same, yeah.
It's the same for me. I mean, it's that regular. I mean, just I'm doing what I love to do. I never work, so yeah, that's the thing.
That's a good way to put it. If you're doing what you love to do, you're never really working. Guys, it is so nice. I'm not going to end right now. I'm going to do a couple of wrap ups. Again, if you want to tip Marco for tonight as he drinks, you are more than welcome to. His Dell information as well as Venmo is actually in the chat section of this box. It will also be on the blog tomorrow if you missed tipping him tonight. Hololag, we are so excited to bring you guys stuff like this. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Stuff like this. Don't put my face on, just keep Marco's face on in case he like does some crazy stuff. The coolest part about what we're doing right now is we're so excited to bring a lot of free content to people as they're stuck inside. It's such a pleasure for me and Lizzie to do, and we're excited to bring you more people. We've got a Mezcal class on Friday. Brought to you by Diaz Brothers Agave, which is really fun. And then on Saturday, we've got episode 2 on Instagram Live with Jack Daniels, which I'll be doing on IG Live with Jake Sherbrooke, the ambassador of Jack Daniels, which is really neat. We've got a bourbon class that is going to be presented by Woodford Reserve. So they are sponsoring the class next Friday. So if you've ever wanted to learn about straight bourbon, specifically Kentucky bourbons, you should come and join us next Friday for Woodford Reserve. We've got just great lineups of pretty much everything. We're going to be working with World of Whirlpool in May for a bunch of Ask Me Anythings, as well as punch classes, spring punch classes. And as soon as we're up and running again, we'll be doing more in-person classes, hopefully at King of Cups and Esmeralda's, so we can work hand in hand with people like Danny and Marco to show off their skills in front of everybody, which is really cool. We will have everything that you've done today, Marco, on the blog tomorrow. Lizzie is getting it. She's live and look at colors.
I'm sorry.
She's good. She's got it. So if you missed anything for today, then you can watch this video tomorrow. You can also watch me get really giddy and excited about everything that Marco is doing. I'm going to have to pick his brain in person and just like see everything. Again, you can tip him in the box below. And we're just so excited that you guys continue to join us. It's so nice to see so many recurring faces. On a personal note, I was supposed to leave for Italy today. This was my day. I was supposed to pack up and move to Italy. And of course, as you guys know, plans change. But it doesn't always have to be sad. I'm still really excited to be in Chicago. And even though quarantine royally sucks, I think we can make the most of it if we just all stick together and have people as entertaining and as like jovial as Marco in my screen right now, which I'll probably be watching this later just to like relive this. That is phenomenal. Are you ambidextrous? Can you use both hands like to write and everything else?
Yes. Yes.
And that's probably pretty necessary to be a Flair bartender, to be able to be ambidextrous.
Yeah, you have to use both hands. That's the thing. I'm born with using like a left hand. But
Right.
when I practice Flair, I have to use the right hand, but the left hand as well. So yeah, actually, I can write with both hands. Like, oh my God, I can do that. Yeah.
I do have another question about juggling. So when you're juggling and when you start to learn to juggle, obviously you're juggling bottles. But when we start to learn, we probably don't want to be juggling with glass as we start to learn. Is there something you would recommend beginners if we want to start learning how to juggle? What would we juggle with?
Yeah, actually, you can go to the barproducts.com. It's a website. They got a lot of different stuff like Flair bottles to practice. Actually, it's the plastic ones. I got one. It looks like a glass one, right? But it's a plastic one. Okay? You can practice with those, but it's like for $20 at least. But yeah, it's very easy. So, but
Okay.
when I start training, I use also all the time. I use the glass one, so it was very hard to be good. So yeah, now I got this.
When you're learning with the plastic bottles, do we need to fill them with liquid first, or without liquid to begin with?
Without should be better, but yeah, when you master some technique, yeah, you can use like half full bottle. So yeah, half bottle, some yeah, it depends what you're gonna get. So, yeah,
let me ask you this too, Marco. If you've been working on this since 2009, how old are you? You look like a baby. You look like you're.
My behavior is like a baby. I know. I'm 32 years old, so that is.
Oh, you're a babe.
I feel like
young.
Thanks to this.
So that's this is Marco's words of wisdom. If you want to look and keep young, just keep drinking, I suppose. This is words of wisdom. Always smart advice. Marco's, yes, Amy, Marco's Venmo pic is a woman and a baby. So if you have seen that, I also had to request. I was like, is this you? Like, this is awesome. That's Marco as a baby, actually. So you can do this. And I know that there is another question, which is for me, which is if you were going to move to Italy, would that have been the end of Hollow Leg? No, Guillermo, it would not have been the end of Hollow Leg, because I hired on my screen, she's below me now. You can see there's a woman waving in the screen. Her name is Lizzie. She would have taken over Hollow Leg, all of the classes for me, and I would have started Hollow Leg in Italy, which I had already done successfully last year. And was excited to get over there. But it's not the end of the world. I love Chicago. There was no bad method of like leaving. I love Chicago. I love Italy. I just wanted to sort of expand. I'm a dual citizen of the United Kingdom and the United States. So before Brexit happened, I wanted to slip underneath all of those rules and regulations and get my Italian residency card, which I was successful in doing last year. So it was just another step in a lot of the steps that we'll do, and eventually I'm sure I'll get back to Italy. I put up
Amaros.
Yes, I love Amaro.
I love
one
Amaros.
of my favorites. Vermouths and Amaros. I could like drink them all. I'm going to start wrapping it up. I know we've got a couple of minutes left. Remember, if you've got any other questions, you're more than welcome to drop them in the DMs in Hollow Leg. You can see on our Instagram story if you want to follow Marco. You can see he's tagged. He's tagged in all of our Instagram stories. So you can go to the Instagram story and see it. It's, of course, Marco Montaguano, which you'll be able to see in there. And you can follow. He has got some rad videos on his page. I know that, of course, Dino is back there somewhere. He's not on screen, but I know he's there somewhere. And I just want to thank you also for Dino for allowing, of course, Marco to come into King of Cups to do this today. So he does not have to do this in his home and potentially burn his place down. We love Dino. Again, if you want to tip Marco, his Venmo and Zelle is in the chat. And if you miss it, then just send me a message. And with that, I will see you guys all bright and shiny for Mezcal class on Friday, which we'll be doing that. And Marco, thank you so much for taking the time and for doing this for us. It has been honestly the highlight of my week to watch you do this. I am a huge fan of magic. I'm a huge fan of Flair. It's something that I admire, and I'm definitely going to be sitting at the bar, squealing with delight as you.
It's for you.
Take it, all of it. Guys, thank you so much for coming. I'm going to end the meeting in just a minute. Remember, if you've not looked at the chat, you can take a note, see where his tipping is. And Marco, again, you're a doll. Thank you so much.
No, thank you, guys. I hope you enjoy everything. So just come to my bar. I'm making options for you. So thank you so much.
Fantastic. I'm clapping you out. You were amazing. Guys, thank you. Marco, thank you. And we'll see you guys on Friday. Sending lots of love and sanity in these crazy times.
We should do this again, so.
We should totally do it again. I'm totally in. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Marco, I'm going to give you a call on the phone, and I'm going to exit out of this meeting. So I'll call you right now.
Okay, cool.
Perfect. Bye, guys.